This is an Ultrasabers Scorpion lightsaber, and I did acquire this secondhand, so actually this hilt is missing one piece, so there should be this sort of neck piece that goes in the pommel area. Now that actually doesn't affect the hilt really, besides for cosmetic reasons, but it does actually still look pretty cool without that little piece. So just keep that in mind if you see something that looks a little bit different like that here. Now, this is an original design saber, but it's definitely, has kind of a dark side vibe going on with that sort of single talon-like claw in the emitter. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the Count Dooku lightsaber in that manner, maybe. But this is one of those sort of larger Ultrasabers hilts, so Ultrasabers kind of has that reputation. Some of their hilt designs are kind of large type hilts and a little thicker than some of the other companies, so you can kind of see that here. Now if you have this kind of from Ultrasabers directly, the pommel to the emitter up here is actually about 14.5 inches long. Now mine is slightly shorter again because I'm missing that one piece, but that's a pretty long hilt. And then when you factor in this claw at the top, it's actually just under 20 inches long, so 19.5 inches long. And then the sort of average diameter of the hilt is about 1.5 inches, so pretty thick hilt too. It does still accept a standard 1-inch diameter blade. So you can see we've got a series of these windows around the emitter. They've got that kind of oval-like or stadium shape kind of cut out to them, but it's really neat how the emitter also flares at the top. That's a pretty cool effect. And then there's some additional windows below that. So we have these kind of stacked stadium-shaped windows, and the middle one is a little bit longer. Now there's kind of these raised rings below that, and it's a taper, so you could use this as a choke point, to kind of maneuver and spin the lightsaber. Now when we get to the switch section, so you can see the switch section has sort of a shroud over it, and then you have below that sort of the main body of the hilt, and there's these little kind of grooves in there. And there's also a windowed section through the shroud that shows you some of the grooves beneath that, a few different places. Now we have these more of these kind of rings, so sort of an extruded ring section in the lower part of the hilt, so that it creates a place where you can grip the hilt, kind of grooves for your fingers. And then at the bottom we have the vented pommel, certainly, and then these are kind of a style of cube rings, so they're sort of pyramid cube rings, but then I guess they would be not pyramid anymore, or not cube rings anymore. So this pommel, you can see that the rings are, or this ring is like a piece that you can separate. So you could have the pommel just like that. Now you see there's kind of these rectangular cutouts because it's intended to have this ring on it. And then that's where the kind of neck piece of the pommel would go as well. And then when you attach this ring to the pommel, you want to put it the way so that these little cubes, or cubes with pyramid on top, they kind of nest in there. They fit flush into the pommel. But yeah, here it is, you guys. This is an Ultrasabers Scorpion. It is one of the larger kind of Ultrasabers hilts, so it's a big and beefy kind of hilt. Feel free to comment below.